Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man and it's time to make some soap. So if you saw my video last week, I didn't actually have a soap video. I had a review of the fragrances I did, new testing, and I showed a gingerbread house that I attempted, and I've had several fails on that. That I guess was a success, but it was pretty rough looking, definitely not my best, and I said I was going to try another one and display it this week. Well, I did, and here it is. Yeah, that's Confetti. So 2 times I've made it. For whatever reason, I have no idea. The panels did not turn out. They had white. It was not soda ash. It wasn't soda ash the way we know it. It was basically on like the bottom part of the mold what would be exposed, and I just have no clue what happened. So I have had a ton of soap. Like I had a lot of leftovers from the piping on the first one because I didn't know how much to make. So bottom line is, I didn't try it again. I have a lot of confetti, so I'm going to be doing a large confetti batch today as well as next week. So this is pink and brown, and that's going to be in a white base. This is the white, and that's going to be in a black base. And I'm going to fragrance this with crisp cotton from Brambleberry. Brambleberry says it behaves well. For me, it accelerates, but that's going to be to my advantage in this case. Normally when I do a confetti soap, I do it in layers. I'm going to try it differently. I'm going to actually try to pour it sort of like a drop swirl and see what happens. Maybe a disaster, I don't know. It'll still be soap, and all that soap from the failed gingerbread house attempts won't go to waste. So let me get things mixed up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and I have the black and the white in equal portions. They've just been hand stirred. They need a quick stick blending. I did something unusual. I actually did mix my TD in some hot water because there's a lot of it, and my batter's a little on the thick side because even though I'm warm, soaking warm, it's cool in this room and my hard oils were really hard. So let's give them a quick stick blend, especially the white, so the TD will be dispersed. I'm going to turn the speed down a little bit. And that's really more than I wanted to, but I just really needed that TD mixed up. So get our black. And now I'm going to stir the embeds in. So before I get that in there, let's do our white first. So the pink and the brown will be going into the white. I haven't fragranced it yet. And this is going to be a really big batch of soap because I normally don't use this many embeds. But it's definitely thick enough to support it, and I'm going to be hand stirring the fragrance in still. But I'm going to do it at the last minute just in case it accelerates on me, which it does have a tendency to, even though Brambleberry says it does, and I guess it's just my recipe. So let's get our white embeds into our black soap. And this was fairly freshly shaved, so it hasn't had time to set out and dry out, so it's a little sticky. But when it gets in there and mixes with all that oil, it will kind of lubricate it and break it up. Let's quickly hand stir our fragrance in, half and half in each one. And right now that thinned it out some. But I don't think it'll stay long. Alright, that's mixed in well. stir it into our white, and let's get this into the mold quickly. So instead of doing layers, I'm going to try swirling this in. Just similar to a drop swirl, and just see what happens. Well, it's nice and thin now. It's behaving really well this time. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we make it through the whole pour with it behaving. Daggone, I'm almost finished and it's behaving beautifully. And you know, I like that top just like it is, so I'm going to scrape those out into another mold and just leave it. So I'm going to consider this done, and I'm going to consider it a success so far. I'm really happy with that. And I like that top just like it is. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow for the cut. Bye, everybody. Alright, it's the next day and it's time to cut our soap. And if you're just jumping ahead, I did a confetti soap, and instead of doing it in layers, I did a drop swirl with the confetti, and I tell you, I may be onto something, because I kind of like that. That's the side view, but I really like that. So let's chop these into bars and see what the bars look like. Wow, it's really hard. But oh, this brambleberry crisp cotton fragrance. 24 hours later, it smells fantastic. It smells just like it smells out of the bottle. Yeah. Very different take on confetti soap. Very different take on just a traditional drop pour, because that's what I did, a drop swirl. I have a feeling that each log is going to be slightly different. And we'll get our final log here. So yeah, I am really liking this. This is very, very different from what I normally do, and I like it. So I will definitely be doing this again. And I have a lot more confetti to turn into soap, so I'll be doing the same thing next week, just with a different color theme. But that's what I have for this week, and I'll get these lined up and take a picture. But like always, thanks for watching, and y'all stay safe. Take care of yourselves and be blessed. See you next time. Bye, everybody.